see We Will Rock You in the background. Let's see who's on that float. Looks like a band in the front. We got the drum corps there, the rumble.
Hey Nathan, from your vantage point, it looks like it's like 4 to 5 people deep in that area where you are. Is that what you're seeing as well?
Oh yeah, I think it's here directly below us. If you want to go down and take another look there, it's like 6 or 7 people deep right here out in front of the convenience store there. I mean, there's just a ton of people downtown.
And how's the crowd
and they
been
are
so
loud
far?
and proud. Oh, they've been great. We were out here at 4 a.m. and there were already people coming out. They were setting up lawn chairs. They were getting coffee. They were playing catch, like Sharon said a little bit ago. And I'll tell you, Grand Slam, they've had quite kind of more of a food and liquor store. Today they've been the world's most popular coffee shop. They've had a line down the block for people wanting to grab that cup of joe and stay warm. So it's just been really exciting to watch this crowd build through the day. And now everyone's getting into place here. You can hear the band playing. They're on the float there, beating the drum, banging the cymbals.
That's it, the starting line for the Parade of Champions 2023.
Yeah, that's the starting
Getting
line.
ready
It looks
to
like
kick
they're all
off.
queuing up there.
And it looks like now they're on the move. Let the parade begin.
On the move, they're coming at you guys. Here you go.
Well, it never hurts when you live in the City of Champions and then they play that song, We Are the Champions by Queen at a championship parade. As we heard from one of the fans that Neil Jones talked to, this is such a moment of civic pride for anyone who was born in Kansas City or who has lived in Kansas City. This is your moment. It doesn't get any better than this. You are on the top of the mountain as your Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl champions. Here's the other thing. People all around the country will be watching feeds of this parade and thinking to themselves, what must it be like to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan watching that parade, having the time of their lives for the second time in 4 years?
Imagine how long we waited for this moment. And you know, this is a coveted feel right now. As we see the Kansas City Chiefs cheerleaders go by, they're leading the cheer squad, of course, this afternoon, as they should, as they have all season long, waving the flag for our Chiefs Kingdom.
And you can just really hear the crowd picking up right now as they realize people who are down the parade route, they know now they can hear the crowd kind of roaring and coming to life. They know that it started, so the excitement really starting to build. Here's one of the first floats, one of the that's holding some of, I believe it's holding some of the cheerleaders. Yeah, some cheerleaders there. It looks like there may be a player or two on there. But this is it. It has finally started. Our time is here. It is 12:02 in downtown Kansas City. Your world champion Chiefs are right in the middle of a parade, and this is a day that so many Chiefs fans and anyone who lives in Kansas City has been waiting for.
Of course, this parade kicking off there at 6th and Grand, and you can see right there all on both sides of Grand, it is packed in, isn't it? Many of them, as Nathan was saying, have been out since 4 o'clock this morning. I think we've maybe spotted the mayor heading down Grand right now. Of course, he's been seen everywhere throughout the entire football season, at every game, of course, at the Super Bowl. And you know he is proud to show off our city today.
Well, he tweeted at 2:46 this morning and said, I can't sleep. I'm excited for the parade. Anybody else? So you know Mayor Q
I was the same way.
Just as excited. I mean, he grew up in Kansas City. He's been a lifelong Chiefs fan. So, you know, it's not just he's celebrating as a mayor and the leader of our city, but a Chiefs fan at heart, too. Well, it's a big day. I mean, we've seen other celebrities. I mean, Mayor Q's in the crowd, but we've seen Rob Riggle, we've seen Eric Stonestreet, we've seen Paul Rudd. We know that they're in the crowd somewhere along with the dignitaries and people who are being bused to different areas, probably right around Union Station where the parade route will end. And then that's where the rally will start right about an hour and a half, about an hour and 40 minutes from now. The parade will take about an hour and 45, give or take a few minutes to wind its way, you know, down Grand and then over to Union Station. But this scene right here, Carolyn, this shot right here looking down to Union Station, this crowd continues to grow, and you can just see people kind of
We'll have to put together a time lapse from 4 o'clock this morning as that crowd just builds and builds and builds. That's taken from the wall at the Liberty Memorial. That's the view you're seeing here, looking down upon Union Station, and that hole there along that hill along Memorial just going to be filled, painted red here by 1:45 is the estimated time of the actual Chiefs rally there on that stage. Again, I keep talking about lessons learned, but see that big stage they have built there in front of Union Station? We had a few risers last time. Now we know what to do. Now we know how to show off our world champion players.
We continue to take some shots of Liberty Memorial and the grounds surrounding there, which is kind of ground zero for where everything's going to end up. Let's check in with, this is Missouri Governor Parson right now on that red pickup.
And I do believe Governor Laura Kelly is close behind as well. Also in the parade today, of course, the owner of the winning first bid ever placed in the state of Kansas on the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this year, and she cashed out at $165.
Yeah, going to send it to Pat Mahomes.
15 of them homies.
15 of the homies. Yep. That's pretty cool. Some more cheerleaders are on the parade route, so now we're getting a look at some of the dignitaries, some of the politicians that kind of lead the charge. More cheerleaders here, but just such a fun day. Let's check in with Jared Kohler, who's in studio right now. Jared, put this in perspective for folks who grew up in Kansas City, what this means. And a point of civic pride for people who grew up in Kansas City.
What a day.
Yeah, I mean, it's surreal, right, guys? I mean, just to be here looking at these images, these videos is what it's all about. Seeing the crowd continue to grow, the people lined deep. This is what it's all about. And Brad, you're absolutely right. You, I, everyone in this studio, we've seen a lot of bad football over the years, everybody watching this.
Yep.
Listen, we haven't forgotten how bleak this was, how for so many years we didn't think this would happen.
Ronnie,
but what we're seeing right now is what dreams are really made of. I mean, this is something that we imagined as kids growing up here in Kansas City. It's something that we saw in other cities. We saw it in New England way too many times. So now to be the place that we can call the Parade of Champions, the City of Champions, where we're used to throwing parades, seeing these players, seeing these images, this just makes you proud to be from Kansas City, proud to be in Kansas City at this time. So I hope everyone is just soaking this in, appreciating it, because Brad, I for one think, hey, we're going to throw many more parades, but you never know, and that's why you don't want to take it for granted. So I'm just fired up to watch this parade here with you guys.
Oh, it's a special day in Kansas City and all around Chiefs Kingdom. It's not just Kansas City. We know how many fans, Chiefs fans that are around the country who are either watching online, following on however they can follow. But wow, what a day for Kansas City as we continue to watch this parade unfold kind of at the starting point. So this is still the beginning of what is going to be a fantastic day.
And you know they're going to really lead up to the grand finale, which is our Kansas City champion players. But what's great about this time around and this big Super Bowl win is that, and there's Casey Wolf coming on down Grand right now. But what's great is that, a couple years back, all the hype was around one person mainly, Patrick Mahomes, number 15. That's all we heard about. This time, wow, is this really, truly a team effort?
And I like seeing Casey Wolf there. He's a part of the team. That's what I think people forget is that, hey, we're going to hear speeches from Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid. But Brad and Carolyn, think about how much work goes into this by so many people from the team, the coaches, administrative, staffs, front offices, security workers. Think about how many people it takes to build a Super Bowl championship culture, to throw a Super Bowl championship parade. So as we're in the infancy stages of this parade, let's give a shout out to everyone who made this happen. These bus drivers, all the people who were there at 4 a.m. This is a celebration that a lot of people deserve credit for, starting with Patrick Mahomes and then going all the way down.
You got it right.
So speaking of that, Jared, you just touched on what this means. It takes an entire organization. This bus right here, that's the business staff that we're looking at. So these are all the Chiefs staff members, people who answer phones, make phone calls, they're the executive organization of a business. It takes a lot of people. It takes
you
a lot
mean
of
that
hard
staff
work.
that's going to have a big piece of
Yeah,
bling here pretty soon?
They'll all be getting fitted for a Super Bowl rings.
Yes.
Also on that, we saw Casey Wolf just a little bit ago. Mitch Holthus was also on that pickup with Casey Wolf. So Mitch Holthus, so much fun to listen to as the voice of the Chiefs.
How great were his calls?
Oh, my God.
Both in the AFC Championship game. I loved his line of, you can disrespect the Chiefs,
Yes.
you can dislike them. Guess what? You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs. I'm fired up.
So good. He's one of the best play-by-play guys, not just in the Midwest. He's one of the best NFL play-by-play guys in the country. We are lucky to have him. All right,
fully agree.
Another bus. This could be, is this cheerleaders? It could be, or it could be football staff and cheerleaders. This looks like it's a bus of, this is football staff as well. So we're getting closer.
Oh, I love it. The crowd in unison singing along, right with the business staff of the Kansas City Chiefs. What a moment to all come together.
It's a party.
It's a party
happening right in our downtown.
And you saying that it's a party,
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, remember he coined, you got to fight for your right to party? And that is true in so many different ways. They had to fight for their right to throw this parade. I mean, think about all the work that the players went in, all the adversity that they went through. They literally did fight to throw this party. It's more than a song here in Kansas City. It's taken on a life of its own. I think we're going to hear that song a few more times today.
Yeah.
I think we're going to hear that quote a few more times.
I hope we do.
Yeah,
I hope we do. And I also hope we find a few more quotes. We're counting on Travis for that, hitting the stage and bringing us our next quote for the year.
That the football says, please bring your team to Oak Grove Middle School on Friday.
Well, that's a nice ask.
Yeah, that is. I love this shot.
You
They
never
need Sharon
know.
to throw that.
Look at that parade route right there. I mean, that just gives you an idea of, and this is just one small section of the parade route, folks. So, I mean, look at the hundreds and hundreds of people who are in just this tiny little frame of what we're able to show you right now. But this just gives you an idea of the vastness of this parade route.
What a beautiful picture. Couldn't have planned
it.
it better if we tried to have the streets lined in red, just perfectly like that. And what organization came into this day to make this party happen? And what I'm really enjoying is watching these live pictures of all of you that made it down there, bringing the families, bringing the kids. That's why schools took the day off from school today to allow this to happen, and I'm so glad you did, despite the chilly temperatures, despite the potential for difficult parking, what have you. This makes it all worthwhile.
Well, that scene says it all right there. I mean, if that doesn't say World Champion Parade on it, and again, this is just the beginning. It only gets wilder and crazier from here, folks, as we continue to watch bus after bus of Chiefs staff. And there's Clark Hunt. There's the Lombardi Trophy right there.
There it is. And there's Coach Andy Reid, his wife Tammy next to him. We just have a ball watching him. Watching all of them and how they celebrate. Of course, all eyes on what Coach Andy Reid eats when he gets back to Kansas City. Last time it was the cheeseburger. This time, oh no, he went for the pizza.
And a salad.
Pizza 51. Yes, there was a side salad. We'll give him that, but it was a mushroom and sausage pizza to be exact. But yeah, he changed it up from his cheeseburger days.
He said that he ordered the salad to make his chubbiness feel better. So,
All been
love
there.
Andy
We've
Reid.
all been there.
And look at that. And Mitch Holthus, again, quoting his great lines, but saying that, in that trophy, it reflects the red and gold.
A big red reflection for Big
Isn't
Red.
it?
I mean, think about
Big Red
how responsible he is for this as well. He came here a decade ago, guys, when the Chiefs were 2-14. At its lowest point, he had just gotten run out of Philadelphia. It seems like a no-brainer hire right now, but I'm grateful for Andy Reid because, listen, he had success before Patrick Mahomes. He turned this culture around overnight. Took them to the playoffs his first year. They've been in the playoffs all but 1 year. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. And so I'm glad he's at the front of the parade with Clark Hunt because he's one of the biggest reasons we're having this parade.
Okay, so as we continue to watch, we just saw Andy Reid go by, Clark Hunt with the Lombardi Trophy. We're going to be getting into some of the other Hunt family, I believe, is on this bus. And now we are very, very close. It looked like Harrison Butker was on the back of that bus. And this next bus, I believe, contains some of the linebackers, some of the D-backs here. So we're beginning to see, I believe,
our first glimpse of the players.
I believe we're close. We're very close, folks. Jared's getting up close to see how close we are.
That is Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator, at the front of the bus, who again deserves credit because the defense is taking a lot of shots. When you have an offense as good as Kansas City is, the defense has to hold their own. They gave up some points, but Nick Bolton's defensive touchdown in the Super Bowl, the defense deserves credit.
Along the parade route, what I love is, people who have stayed in their apartments or businesses and are, hanging out the windows, hanging signs out the windows.
Playing their music.
Just clamoring to get a look at their world champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, and they have their ski goggles on.
Well, I think
they're ready.
Players now because I see some chugging going on, and some dancing. There you go. I think that's linebackers and D-backs. Does that look right to you?
Defensive backs, Trent McDuffie, Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill, who was injured, tore his ACL for the last Super Bowl, so he was on the team but didn't get to celebrate. Now he knows that he was a part of this team to cause this celebration and bring it to KC.
And what a day, clearly this is for the fans. This day is for the fans, but you think about what's going through the minds of these players as they are at the top of their game. They're at the top of their
There's Chris Jones at the far right in that red coat, the man, the CEO of Sack Nation.
Love it. Chris Jones getting the crowd fired up, and the crowd doesn't need to be fired up. They are jacked.
I thought that was some other trophy that they were showing off at the front of this bus. Oh, no, that was just a very pretty bottle of tequila, it appears.
Well, we've seen, the trademark ski goggles that all the players are wearing so that they don't get beer and champagne in their eyes. So at the beginning of the parade, the ski goggles are not on. They're just on top of their heads.
The parade has just begun.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll bet they'll be wearing those goggles by the end of the parade. But they are loving it. They are enjoying themselves after
Here it comes.
What has been such a long season. You think about what they go through from training camp, then to preseason, and then the season starts. And what they have done this year has only been done 2 other times in Kansas City history, but for the 3rd time in this franchise, they hoist the Lombardi trophy. And Carolyn, I think we want to go back out to the crowd, right?
Yeah, well, let's go up to Nathan Vickers. He's atop one of the buildings right there, getting a bird's eye view of this grand parade getting started at Grand Slam Liquors.
Yeah.
Nathan?
Hey, guys. Yeah, we got some defensive linemen going by. We got Colin Sanders on here and Chris Jones. Chris Jones was spilling out some beer and some champagne into the crowd a little bit ago. This is a lot of fun to watch. They're having a good time. Chris Jones was dancing earlier. It's very festive down here. They're firing that confetti cannon again and again, and these guys are just loving it. They are eating it up. People are taking photos. They're talking to them. We've got a few people up here on the roof with us too. They're really just, yeah, look at that.
It's going to be some soggy
Some of the players tweeted that there might be some alcohol on the post today, and they're having a lot of fun with this. Larger than life, Chris Jones, man.
Oh, it is so much fun to watch, Nathan. You've mentioned that there's going to be a little bit of beer celebration here. We know Bud Light has a truck giving away at some points of the parade free Bud Light. Beer companies doing what they can. But again, what a day for Kansas City to get into downtown. Many people taking the day off. Kids are out of school. This is like a Kansas City holiday.
This is the holiday we've been waiting a year for. Look at that.
There's more players coming down the line here. I think let's see who we have.
Now, as you can see at the back of this bus, you see that number 0. That is the offensive line. Their shirt says 0 sacks. Because remember, the Chiefs went up against one of the best defensive units in all of football. Everyone said they'd get obliterated, but Creed Humphrey right there, Trey Smith, that is a 0 that says 0 sacks because the Chiefs' offensive line, one of the biggest reasons the Chiefs are throwing this parade today.
Yeah, he was saying that's what he wants to be remembered from the season. 0 sacks.
That's a quick turnaround on the shirt right there.
Yeah, well done.
A couple days right there. Good job.
All right, this appears like this is going to be some of your Kansas City Chiefs running backs, if I have that right. Looks like it's going to be running backs and wide receivers. Nathan, can you tell who we're looking at now on these buses that should be? Oh, here we go. Some of the players now getting out.
I can't make it out from where we got some people trying to cross the street there.
Okay, here they go.
Yeah, I think those are some players who got out. They're walking the parade route now. That's cool.
Yeah. Who we got?
All right. Looks like they're throwing T-shirts into the crowd. T-shirts or beers, I'm not sure.
Yep. Oh, they're all getting out.
And for the people watching at home, don't be ashamed if you can't recognize them, because normally they're wearing pads and helmets. And now they're bundled up.
And now they're in ski goggles, ski hats, and having the time of their career.
Now we're playing.
That is Juju Smith-Schuster, wide receiver.
Way to be. Yep.
It's got to be so fulfilling, right? To come back home and get this kind of reception.
And this is Juju's first ever Super Bowl. He obviously came here in the offseason, and now he's a Super Bowl champ, rocking the goggles into the crowd. I mean, these are moments, these kids right there, they're going to remember that for the rest of their life.
The celebration's twofold. It's the players celebrating what they've done. And it's the fans being able to look at that, high-fiving with Juju Smith-Schuster.
Zoom in, friends. We're about to
Patrick
see
Mahomes.
There he is,
number 15.
There's Patrick Mahomes.
What a moment.
There he
High-fiving
is.
with the crowd.
The MVP of the league.
Wearing his championship belt. I love that. That guy's on top of the world. On top of the world.
Look at that. And what a thrill for those folks there on the front row. That's why you get up at 4 a.m. to be front row center right there along Grand this morning.
Did something no other quarterback has really ever done. Led the league in passing. He was the league regular season MVP, Super Bowl MVP, led his team to a victory in the Super Bowl. Oh, by the way, he was injured before the Super Bowl, injured during the Super Bowl. What he did on one leg is absolutely miraculous. Kansas City, we owe you a big thank you, Patrick Mahomes. What a ride you continue to take us on.
Look at these faces. This is like the Beatles. All right?
It is.
These kids, these people got up early for this moment to see Patrick Mahomes, to just get a glimpse. That's what it's all about.
This is the payoff.
Cool is that?
This is the payoff. Not to mention Mahomes becoming the first black quarterback to win multiple Super Bowls. What a career at the age of 27.
And that's the bus. It's great to see the Lombardi Trophy. There's Travis Kelce there with the crowd. It looks like he's wearing those white sweats. I think that's Travis with the white hat on. That looks like that's Travis Kelce right there.
So we got to find out what he's wearing. That's the question of the moment. Last year, if you remember, or 3 years ago, remember the long gray Louis Vuitton
and he had the belt
coat.
And so now Mahomes wearing the championship belt.
Well, the fans who are there right around this is the starting point, 6th and Grand. But boy, now you've seen the Lombardi Trophy, you've seen Coach Reed, Clark Hunt. Now you've seen Juju Smith-Schuster, Kadarius Toney, and then at the end, bringing up one of the last buses. It's the superstars: Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes.
And this is Chad Henne.
Oh, wow. Who just retired.
Announcing his retirement.
But as we know here in Kansas City, anything is possible because he is responsible in many ways for 2 playoff victories.
Isn't that amazing? Chad Henne should never have to buy a drink in Kansas City again.
I think you're right.
What a great story he's had. What a great story this is to watch. Wow. Drink it in, Kansas City.
That's what it's all about. The backup quarterback, Chad Henne, who, listen, a lot of towns, the backup quarterback's the most popular player. It's Patrick Mahomes here. But the backup QB high-fiving the crowd. He's retired, not a care in the world. That's how you do it. That's Mark Donovan right there at the front, followed by Blake Bell, tight end. So this is the tight end bus to a degree.
Nathan, we want to go back to you live because Nathan is right here at this intersection. Are there many buses beyond this one, or are we about to see kind of the tail end of the buses from the start of the parade?
Yeah, I think we're getting to the tail end of it. There's an ambulance in the very back behind the KC Rumble. I believe that is the tail of the parade. So they're holding these buses back here for a minute. I think they're getting the players back on. I think they want to give the crowd a little bit more time with Patrick and Travis. and then they'll start moving again here. Yep, they're waving them on. So they're going to start making their way down south of 7th Street toward the Power and Light area downtown. So they're coming at you guys down there at Union Station. There we go. That was Travis Kelce in his white tracksuit there, fist pumping the crowd. Patrick's there in the back. What a great moment here in Kansas City sports.
Well, as we take a look at this jam-packed parade route, keep in mind there are about 675 officers from various local agencies, districts, that are helping keep crowd control, keep the crowd safe. But everybody's out here just looking to have a good time, and we hope it's a safe day for everyone. But there is a lot of police and sheriff's deputies down there helping to keep everybody safe.
Looks like a very well-minded crowd.
It does.
So far throughout the day.
And Donna Kelce is in attendance today. Mother of Travis Kelce.
She
most
is in
popular
town.
mom
I've been waiting
in the
to
world
see
the
her.
last week. Of course, first mother to ever have her sons play against each other in the Super Bowl. Kind of a win-win situation for her. She was either going to be in here or Philadelphia. But I'm glad she's here in Kansas City.
We're so glad she's here.
Welcome to Kansas City, Donna.
Hey, this is the view from the top of the Grand Lofts in downtown Kansas City, right 12th and Grand. So we're getting a really good look at the parade from about 20 stories in the air here. And off to the left, obviously, the T-Mobile Center. But it just gives you a fantastic look at how great our city looks right now. The envy of all of the other cities who have an NFL team in their city. We've got that Lombardi Trophy. Those other cities don't.
That's exactly right. As you watch this parade continue now past the Power and Light District, past the T-Mobile Center, and continuing on there past 2 Light and on down. It's going to take a little jaunt on Pershing right over to Union Station, where eventually we'll get to enjoy the official Parade of Champions rally for 2023.
So it's estimated about 500,000 people. I think they put that at what they thought would be the low benchmark, about 500,000 people. So it's anybody's guess as to how many people are actually going to end up attending this, whether it's beyond 500,000. I think they thought back in the Royals parade in 2015 that was about 800,000.
Right.
So we'll see if it, once this all kind of culminates at Union Station, we'll be able to get a better bird's eye view of just how big and how massive this crowd is. But boy, Kansas City, you have turned out well today.
And we're going to give you a front row seat to this party, not only because we saw the parade kick off now, but we're going to follow it with you at home as we continue to watch the crowd enjoy this team again and again on down Grand, because this is what we've been waiting for.
And the great thing about following the parade route is because you never know what the players and fans are going to do.
That's
where,
right.
You saw Travis Kelce. Well, again, as we saw, he's a walking show. So here, in 20 minutes, he could hang out with the fan and do something crazy that we'll all remember. And so that's why you just want to stay tuned, because you never know what this team has. So many characters. Chris Jones. I'm glued to my TV screen right now. I wish I was there, but I can't take my eyes off it.
Well, you've got the best seat in the house right now, along with all of our viewers. I mean, this is so much fun to watch, and you're right. You never know what you're going to see. I mean, remember in the last parade when somebody just chucked a Coors Light up into the air and Pat Mahomes
one-handed catch.
One-handed catch
without even looking at it. That's right. That's one of the best memories.
So fun.
There was the tree guy, and then there's
toward the end.
there's
right.
the old parking meter gets in the way moment from 3 years back. So hopefully this will be a whole lot of fun for everyone who made it down.
I forgot about that. I hope they stay safe with that. Like I said, now that we're used to parades, I hope everybody has a good time without causing any concussions.
Yeah. Oh, people, all the confetti. And still, so now we're at a different vantage point
It
here.
looks like we are heading down towards where Sharon Chen is, closer to like 20th and Grand is where she has actually got a really nice, sweet view from a couple stories up.
And it looks like, doesn't it look like the crowd's getting, or that there are more people here. The sidewalks just choked with people. Wow, this is fun.
Now, we've been talking about this sports team that we've been watching. Our own sports team has been extra busy, as you can imagine, lately. Our Scott Reese just returning back from Phoenix after not only covering the Super Bowl for us, but then going on to training camp with the Royals. He is back here in Kansas City because, Scott, we knew you couldn't miss this.
Yeah, guys, it's really surreal, thinking back to where I was just 72 hours ago. I was at State Farm Stadium waiting for the game to finally kick off after 2 weeks of what seemed like endless and frankly unachievable hype. And of course, we all saw what happened. It maybe even surpassed the hype. One of the great Super Bowls that we've witnessed, and obviously from a Chiefs standpoint, it was up there with the all-timers. And now, yep. Sorry, heard voices in my head. And now here we are 3 days later, and the parade that we've been waiting for all day, and finally these fans are getting the payoff here close to Union Station. We just had the front cars with the cheerleaders pass by us, and I assume just listening to you guys that some of the players will soon be coming our way. And the anticipation is obvious. I wish I were better at the game where you count the jelly beans in the jars. I can't give you an estimate of how many fans are here, but it's thousands and thousands. The good news is I've played Where's Waldo like 100 times, and I've won every time. So I got that going for me. Josh Jackson here as well. Josh, like me, this is your first go-round here in Kansas City with the Chiefs. You got here in December. What do you make of all this?
Man, this is amazing, Scott. This is amazing. I'm seeing the Mayor Lucas coming up now here. This is once-in-a-lifetime experience, but I guess if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, twice in the last 4 years. This is really exciting. I know the Super Bowl was a couple of days ago, but it seems like in many ways for these fans, this is the Super Bowl. For the fan that could not attend, making that trip to Glendale, Arizona, and seeing it in person. But this is amazing. So many fans. And one Travis Kelce once said, "You've got to fight for your right to party," and these fans have fought for their right, and boy, are we going to have a great time today. I'm excited, Scott. I am very, very excited.
They're going to play it, and these fans are going to go nuts.
Oh,
it's going to be awesome.
Let's go,
baby. Brad Carolyn, we've got a terrific vantage point here. The mayor's waving down there, so we're getting close, and I think it's interesting. I'm not sure how many of these fans can actually see from the tens and tens of hundreds of rows back, because they haven't reacted yet, but they're about to when they see the mayor coming through in the wave. And obviously, as soon as we see some players, we will certainly know it. I'll send it back to you guys, but we will keep you posted on when the bigger floats arrive down here.
Scott, Josh, thank you guys so much for your coverage out there. And yes, that's a stellar vantage point from where you are there at Crown Center. Looking good. And, where else do you see a mayor of a city?
Carolyn and Brad.
Take it away, Sharon.
Carolyn and Brad, here they are, right here. We got the champions right in front of us. We're here on the second level of the Western Auto Lofts. And as you can see, we've got a front row seat to the action here. We've got cheerleaders. You can see that parade working down its way to us here. And this crowd, oh my gosh, it's incredible. I can't even hear you guys. You can see right there, confetti just flew. This crowd is so excited. This is the moment that they've been waiting for, the grand finale. And not yet quite the grand finale, because we haven't quite seen Mahomes and Kelce, but those were just some of the players that just went by. But we've got the people here who live in this loft that was so kind to open it up to us so we could have this location to show you guys. And you can see this party is all around. It goes all the way down the street. It goes up above us to the lofts above, and even right behind us here. It is just incredible here. And here we've got some tunes coming up. We've got the beats going. And we're waiting for Mahomes and crew to come down.
I love how it looks like some of the players on the back of that pickup, he's got a selfie stick right there. I mean, they're soaking it in just like the fans are. I mean, this is such a celebration for everyone involved. The culmination of a long, long season. And this is your payoff right here, right on the streets of downtown Kansas City. Thousands upon thousands of people taking the day off from work, taking their kids who didn't have a day of school into downtown Kansas City for a day that they will never, ever forget.
And let's take you back now with a live picture looking towards Union Station from the wall there at Liberty Memorial as we've watched throughout the morning. That is just continuing to fill more and more and more with red. And we expect that whole hill there to be full by the time that 1:45 rally begins.
You know who's down in that mix is our own Neil Jones. Can we go live to Neil? He's right there among the throngs of the crowd. Hey, Neil.
Hey guys, I'm telling you, you were talking about people wearing 15 jerseys. I found some people wearing different jersey. This gentleman is from Overland Park, and you're wearing a Chad Henne jersey. What's your name?
Matthew Nemare.
What makes you go out and spend $100 on this?
This makes me spend it because anything is possible. Whether it's a Browns playoffs game, a Jaguars playoffs game, whenever it comes to Chad Henne, anything is possible. He got us to where we are, and God bless him.
He's retiring. Are you going to try to go get a Bud Light with him? You know, he retired by holding a Bud Light saying he's done.
Oh, I will do my very best. Chad, if you're watching this, beer's on me, my friend.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it. And we see a lot of Mahomes jerseys. This gentleman is wearing a Mahomes jersey from high school, a Patrick Mahomes jersey from White House, Texas. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Jacob Colgin. I'm from Joplin, Missouri.
How'd you get the jersey?
So it's actually, I found it in a mall from my hometown, and I was just lounging for it, and I found it, and I just camped on it. It's like a treasure to me. I get compliments all the time for it, and yeah.
You come up from Joplin. Why was it important that you be here?
I came last time. I wanted to keep the tradition going and come this time. If they win next time, I'm going to keep it going. So, heck yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Very good. Thanks very much. Have fun. Guys, we can hear Sharon and everybody reporting there, and the fans here are excited with the parade coming our way, and everybody's having a lot of fun.
Yeah, get ready. The party is coming your way, Neil. Thanks. And those fans are awesome. I love those jerseys.
Yeah, get in place. Here they come.
Echoed you where you said Chad Henne should never have to buy a drink in this town.
Right.
He literally said that, unless he was watching KCTV5 down there, which I hope he is, live streaming, of course. But that's an example of Chiefs fans. Anything is possible. We all know the story. The fact that all these people in the parade know that the backup quarterback and can cite that, that's why Kansas City is such a great sports town.
Exactly right. And how about that vintage Mahomes high school jersey?
I love that.
Way to go.
Found it right.
I hope Patrick sees that.
What a
He'd probably do a double take. Like,
what is that?
Well done. Even better than the Texas Tech jersey.
Oh my gosh. Listen to the crowd. Let's just listen in. Let's just listen in for a second. Shot of head coach Andy Reid.
I believe those were Andy chants.
Is that what that was?
I believe that was Andy.
I couldn't tell if it was Andy. Okay, I love it. Andy chants.
And that's what I'm saying. This team all around is getting the warm welcome at this Super Bowl Parade of Champions for sure. Everyone wants to see all of the players and even the coach. How about that?
And that right there also, that billboard where the Pepsi are, there's Patrick Mahomes in a billboard. You've got the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and Wilt Chamberlain right there, that billboard above it. If you ever want proof that Kansas City is a sports town, that's year-round. And now to see that juxtaposed with all the players celebrating these very players, man, I love Kansas City.
Yeah, 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years. We've been to 3, the Chiefs have been to 3 Super Bowls. And then you look at what that has done for Kansas City on a national stage, on a world stage. You know, we're getting the World Cup here. The
Bobby Bell right there at the end.
Oh, there's Bobby Bell right there. Chiefs great, Bobby Bell in the Ring of Honor.
What an exciting time for him as well to soak this in today.
Hey, Aurora just called me.
Oh, and that's a great point, remembering the late Lynn Dawson.
That's right.
Obviously, he passed away this offseason, and all season long they wore the number 16 decal on their helmets, and thinking about what a role he played, because before there was Patrick Mahomes, it was Lynn Dawson. And you think about the people that came before, Bobby Bell, one of them, one of the players that was in the Chiefs' first Super Bowl. It's the second in 4 years, but it's the third in franchise history, all a part of this illustrious franchise that we're so proud to call home here in Kansas City.
Yeah, very appropriate to mention the great Len Dawson and to make him part of this, because without Len Dawson, the Chiefs wouldn't have 3 Super Bowls right now. So very appropriate to do that as we continue to watch this full-throated crowd just have a blast. And the crowd growing now on the hill.
Well, what you'll notice if you watch there along Grand, once that parade passes by, you'll start to see that crowd all of a sudden heading in one direction. They're heading southbound as well. They're on Grand because they want to get to Union Station to see this stage presentation here, this rally that they were expecting to start at 1:45.
The rally's not going to quite start at 1:45, but who's complaining? Because this is what we have to look forward to, enjoying the parade. But the rally, all those people they're all going to converge down toward Union Station and that grandstand there that they've created. And that is what is so much fun. We expect to hear great things out of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and we can't wait to hear from head coach Andy Reid and all the other players who are going to be able to get a chance and get up on stage with a microphone and shout out to the world that they are the champions, but also to thank the fans.
And you can see the players getting in and out of the buses going to the fans. I mean, that's next level. They don't have to do that. They could stay up high in their porch, but communicating with these guys, creating those lifelong memories for the people that were here at 4 a.m, that is something that no one takes for granted. And I'm just so proud to see the players doing that and acknowledging them up close and personal, creating those lifelong memories.
No one can get the fans dancing quite like Casey Wolf. Look at him dancing along the parade route there. I was saying earlier, what other city has a mayor that actually hops out of the float and goes to greet the fans and is just as much of a celebrated person today? What a city to celebrate in so many ways today. And like you were saying, all eyes from elsewhere across the country now watching this, because we have a lot of things coming up here in our town here pretty soon. So we want to make sure we're seen in exactly the right way, and this is the way to show it off.
Our Scott Reese and Josh Jackson are right among the throngs of the crowd. Let's go back out into the crowd with Scott and Josh.
Yeah, Brad, I would say we are above the throngs, not exactly with the throngs. I tell you what, it's really a cool scene out here, man. The first buses have now passed through and are getting ready, I would assume, to disembark around the corner out of our vantage point.
Excuse me, please.
And we're waiting for everything you've been describing, man. The players jumping off buses and interacting with fans. And, Jared made the point, they don't need to do this. This is not part of the scripted activity. And it just shows, not only how excited, Josh, these guys are to be here and to experience this, but also how much they connect with this community. And let's be honest, this is as rabid an NFL community as there is in the nation. I have been on the West Coast, I've been on the East Coast. This is tops.
Definitely. They're definitely connected to their fans, and in my opinion, home field advantage throughout the playoffs meant so much, especially Patrick Mahomes dealing with that bum ankle there, and just the ride that they were able to take to the Super Bowl. Even you were there last week in Glendale, Arizona. So many Kansas City Chiefs fans. They travel well, and you can tell this is the second time in 4 years. It doesn't happen a lot of times for a lot of NFL franchises, but you can see no layoff whatsoever. A lot of people out here. It's cold. It's not the warmest day, but people are here. They want to be here. They're excited, and I think it's just a really exciting time for the city of Kansas City, and I'm excited to see also the speeches. I'm really excited to hear what the great Travis Kelce is going to say, what Patrick Mahomes is going to say on stage, and so and I'm listening to people next to me up here, and they're just taking it all in, and then too, for those players, as I heard Jared say earlier, to get off the bus and to come and connect with the fans, I can't tell you how much that means. And one of my personal connections is my uncle actually played for the Chiefs. His rookie year was in 1979, and so he's closely connected. He's really my only connection to Kansas City. But I know him, and he's back in Mississippi right now, but he's excited. You got fans all over the country, and good Lord, look at this, a sea of red.
Yeah, no, it's spectacular, and the sea is growing. And I think Carolyn made the point, these folks are only going to be coming in one direction, so it's going to be cool to see, the back end kind of catch up with the front here when the final buses come through. Yeah, you think about, you mentioned the the dynasty, and I've thrown out the D word. I think this is absolutely a dynasty at this point with 2 Super Bowl victories, 3 Super Bowl appearances, and 5 straight AFC Championship games. I was talking to somebody outside of Kansas City yesterday, and I made the point, you realize Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game.
Yeah.
And we take that for granted, but that's insane.
It really is. It really is. And you can...
I was just going to mention we've got Clark Hunt and Andy Reid, 2 of the gentlemen who are quite responsible for everything that is going on here today. And I got a chance to talk to Clark Hunt on the red carpet last Thursday before the NFL honors. And, he has so much perspective, having grown up, obviously, with his dad and everything that Lamar meant to this game of football and to this city in particular, with the Lamar Hunt Trophy now and the AFC champion. And I tell you what, it is cool to really feel the appreciation that the Hunt family has for all these people. Again, it's the connection, and the connection here is just so strong.
It is. And it's such a collaborative effort as well. We talk about Patrick Mahomes this past season. He loses one of his key weapons in Tyreek Hill, and some felt that this would be a layoff year, if you will. But there were so many guys that stepped up to the plate. The acquisition of Juju Smith-Schuster and others who were able to come together. And this year, it wasn't just a potent offense, although the offense was very potent, but it was in the defensive backfield. You had rookies that stepped up to the plate and made huge key plays in big games, whether it was the Cincinnati game, whether in the Super Bowl, and what they were able to do in the second half of the Super Bowl to help secure that win. I think it was huge. And then talking about the collaborative effort, you can't say enough about the fans, the quote-unquote 12th man, and the job that they've done, not just in the playoffs, but throughout the regular season. This fan base is unlike any other, and I think it goes without saying.
Well, and you mentioned the draft, and they knocked it out of the park. You cannot hammer this point home enough, and I'm sure that Jared's talked about it back in the studio, but what Brett Veach did this past April in the NFL draft, given what was going on, you mentioned trading Tyreek Hill, right? The paring down salary. So the draft was really important this year. And you get 3 legitimate starting caliber quarterbacks who you now have under control for the next 4 years, right? You draft Isaiah Pacheco in the 7th round.
Yeah, that's
in
a
the
steal.
7th round. This dude is legit.
Yes.
So you now have your starting running back for at least the next 3 seasons and hopefully beyond that. And, you because Mahomes is now under contract, and so it's a lot harder once the franchise quarterback is making the big bucks with the rest of the roster to make it work. This draft set this team up. So it's not only a present, it's a future. And it's not just, they'll have Mahomes, so they'll be good. Yeah, they're going to have Mahomes, so they will be good. But they can be great for a number of years to come because of, again, the job that Brett Veach did, the way the roster shapes up now. We'll see how many years Travis has left, but I think he's got a couple more in him. And, the other thing that occurred to me before we came on air, Josh, the Chiefs lost how many games this year? 3. You know how many points they lost those 3 games by combined?
Please tell me.
10.
Wow.
3 games by a combined 10 points in an entire season. You're 11 points away from perfection. Right? That's what we're talking about. That's how dominant this team was.
You can't talk enough about that. And now that you think about it, I was talking about from starters to the end of the bench, but you can start from the front office, and the front office 100%. To the fan base. Everyone playing a key role in the success of this team, and I think it's just a great time for the city, Kansas City, to be able to come together and support and show. And at the end of the day, it was great to win the Super Bowl, but what's success without celebration? And so we're here today.
We got that, my friend.
Yes.
We got that. I tell you what, we're going to get more of it. I cannot wait to hear the speeches. Everybody's looking forward to Travis Kelce, and I get that. Frank Clark. Right, I assume Frank Clark will be one of the guys who addresses the crowd.
And
seeing him, he was one of the last guys still on the field after the Super Bowl win, just soaking it up. He was out there with his family. He was taking selfies. He was on the phone Yeah, I think he was FaceTiming with, who knows, friends or family. But, yeah, again, just a guy who wears his emotions on his sleeve. Yeah. And that is another reason that these guys connect so well with these fans.
Yeah. And you've got, like you said, you've got that core in place. You've got the Frank Clark. You've got the Chris Jones. You've got the Patrick Mahomes, of course. And those are individuals who set the tone, the culture, if you will. And that's what you want. You want a group of guys that can come together, that can work together. Because, as you said, when you pay your quarterback, you also have to find creative ways to get other guys in and other guys to be able to contribute. And I think they've done a really good job of that the entire season. And now it's the stage has been set, no pun intended there. But it is literally time to party.
So, can you count the jelly beans in the jar?
I'm sorry?
I said, can you count the jelly beans in the jar? Can you, what's your estimate of how many folks we got down here, just within our purview here?
You know, I wouldn't even be.
Right?
Math is not my strong suit. Counting, I don't know.
All right, Brad Carolyn.
A lot of people.
We were told there would be no math, so we'll let you guys venture to guess well as we can. But I tell you what, it's awesome down here.
You are correct about that. Enjoy your jelly beans there from your perch. We'll check back with you later as this championship celebration continues. Carolyn, I was just showing you on social media, one of the radio reporters is saying, this is just his opinion, but he thinks there are just as many or more people at this parade than the prior Chiefs parade.
Well, you know, I'm no bean counter, but as I'm looking at this vantage point from here, I tend to agree.
It's massive.
I think this does look maybe like it's topped the crowd from 3 years ago. Looking along Grand, I wasn't so sure, but now that I think many of the folks who went down to see this happen today mainly focus their attention on the rally stage.
And as we take a look at the different shots that we're looking at, some of these crowds on the street are 10 deep, 12 deep. I mean, that is phenomenal. And that, we haven't heard of any problems. We've heard that, we haven't heard of any issues right now with the parade. And we keep
everybody
our
on their best behavior so far.
That continues because this is a day to party, celebrate, and just generally be happy about all things Chiefs in Kansas City.
And show everyone else how Kansas City does it and
how
does
we do
it right.
We're not Philadelphia. We're not flipping cars over and lighting them on fire.
That's it.
Nothing against Philadelphia. Great city. Love it. But our fans don't do that. So let's keep our fingers crossed as we watch this huge crowd get bigger. I want to bring Jared in real quickly as you look at this crowd, because Jared, you're very familiar with the last parade that the Chiefs held.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it's a little bit warmer today, and I think what I actually think about the last parade is that was right before the world shut down, and how grateful I am that we had that parade before that. That was one of the last big gatherings that we had.
Right.
And so to see people now fully be out of that and celebrate in unity, just seeing these images of so many people wearing red. I mean, hey, they got to go out and buy that stuff. And that is what the power of sports is that they bring people together. And I also think about what this means to the players, but specifically the players' families. Because all these players, coaches, they're somebody's daughter or son. And so to see them walk out, they're going to get on this stage in front of this massive sea of red. That's a lot. This is a lot of different arrowheads, all right? We think of Arrowhead as the sea of red. They're going to get out in front of all these people and feel the appreciation. There's once again defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo on the float. And Travis Kelce's mother, Donna Kelce, was on the float with Travis. And so I think of the parents and the appreciation that they feel that Chiefs Kingdom is giving them in these moments. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's it. And it's not lost on me that in this crowd are lots of young people.
Lots and lots.
Kids, preteens who were there 3 years ago and who think, well, this is how you do a Super Bowl parade. Well, guess what? This is not the norm. We have to remember just how incredibly special this is.
There's a lot of people jealous of Kansas City right now.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? I hear from friends all over the country who are like, tell me what it's like in Kansas City today. I wish I was there. Tell me what it's like for your city, for the city that has the Chiefs. What is it like to host a parade? This is something that other fans really only dream of. How many times did Chiefs fans sit and watch other cities and other fan bases enjoy their teams and be able to watch their players hoist that trophy? as we see Chiefs flags and just that crowd keeps getting bigger and bigger. Chiefs Kingdom continues to amaze me, and why not? What a season! What a reason to celebrate! What a reason to take the day off and to go downtown with your neighbors, your friends, your family members, and just celebrate. You know, Carolyn, I was telling you over the weekend that last Friday I went to a neighborhood party and I met a guy who had flown in to Kansas City from Los Angeles, and I asked him, "What are you doing here? You fly in for to watch the Chiefs game?" And he said, I grew up in Shawnee. My dad is 91, and I had to come back to Kansas City to watch the Super Bowl with my dad. And I think there are so many family connections, so many moms and dads and sons and daughters who got together on Super Bowl Sunday and watched this, not just as Chiefs fans, but as a family. And everyone is so proud to call the Chiefs their own. And this is now a reflection of everything that Chiefs fans are feeling. And look at that crowd and all that Chiefs love.
This crowd knows full well they're not going to likely ever get close to Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce or Coach Reed today. But they just want to be a part of it.
And we saw a guy in a tree there as well, so that's real dedication.
Tree guy's back?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same guy, but it looked like he was coming down, so we do not condone that. You mentioned the bean counter thing. The other next challenge, if that's a little too grand, count how many Patrick Mahomes jerseys you see. How many number 15? Because it feels like every other jersey. That's what I'm doing when I see these crowds. I see the 15s, the 87s, then the throwbacks like the 88s, and then the couple Chad Henne jerseys. You know, just seeing the different jerseys. I mean, people go out and get that to support their favorite player. And so how cool is it for guys riding these buses, Juju Smith-Schuster, who just got here to see a number 9 jersey in the crowd?
To look out in that crowd and see your name on the back of a fan. Yeah, that's something else. These are live pictures you see here, and every time we take this photo back, again, this is taken from the wall there at the Liberty Memorial. Perfect shot, actually, to show the massive crowd growing there in front of the rally stage at Union Station for your Parade of Champions.
Our Sharon Chen is standing by on the parade route. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, how's it going? Can you guys hear this crowd? This is incredible. We've got everybody here that's been chanting Tommy right here. Look at this. Love it. They're so excited.
Sharon, any sign of Patrick Mahomes from where you are yet?
We can see him coming down the street. You can see about 3 buses down the street as they're approaching. But right now we've got one of the players right in front of us here right now. But this crowd, they are so excited. This is the moment they've been waiting for, and it's just coming closer and closer, slowly but surely. But they are definitely waiting. You can see just this incredible sea of red that goes as far as the eye can see in both directions. And they are patiently waiting.
Sharon, we're going to interrupt you here momentarily. We're seeing quite a sight here that no doubt will go down as one of the memorable ones. We had been told, by the way, horses not allowed on the parade route, but we found a few.
And we found the horse rider who is getting a better bird's eye view, standing on the back of that horse. So there you go.
We cannot confirm or deny that is Neil Jones. We can't tell. It's from the back, so it might be Neil. We're not sure.
Nor can we condone such behavior.
Yeah, no. There you go. I mean, this is part of the fun of a championship parade is just some of the sights and sounds of the people, the fans who show up and, stand on the back of your horse as you do in downtown Kansas City.
Well, if you need to see a little taller, I suppose.
Yeah.
Down he goes.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't step in what the horse leaves behind. But
it really was one of the edicts from the law enforcement going into this. Please, no horses.
Well, we've already broken a rule here.
One down.
On this parade celebration.
Okay, they're coming close.
Okay, all right, let's go back to Sharon Chen now.
She's at the Western Auto Lofts there.
Right outside Western Auto Lofts. Sharon, take it away.
Hey, Carolyn and Brad. Yeah, we're here at Western Auto Lofts, and this is about 20th and Grand, and we've been here all morning. This crowd has been incredible, and just moments ago, what I showed you was Tommy Townsend here working the crowd, and they were so excited. He's going around shaking hands and signing autographs. He's down the street now a little bit, but we can see the bus is coming down just about a street light away, so we're sitting here waiting. We're all excited. We've got people all around us, up above us, down below, and I've got the people who have allowed us this wonderful perch, this front row seat for the parade. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Krista here. And Krista, you guys are so excited because you weren't quite sure that this parade was going to come by here at some point.
No, we weren't. We thought originally that it might come by Maine. We also, obviously, of course, didn't want to be too overly optimistic. We didn't even know if we would be having this parade at all, so this is just such a pleasant surprise and so awesome to be in our front yard.
In the front yard, and they actually bought this condo, and one of the perks that they bought this condo for was hoping that the parade would come by.
Yes, the Zillow listing actually had pictures of the 2020 parade, and we bought in like 2021, I think it was, and we saw those pictures and we said, oh, gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it, and here you are. And I mean, how is this? I mean, you cannot beat this. This is incredible.
No, it's amazing. I mean, it would be amazing to be on this street too, but it feels like a little bit VIP up here. It feels awesome.
We're just so blessed. We appreciate, we love Kansas City. We love the Chiefs. We love being here. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having us. That's for us to say. Thanks for giving us this front row of the action here. And we can see, oh, here we go. The buses are coming by. Very, very close. Everybody's kind of craning their necks on the lofts here. You can see they're making their way down slowly. You can hear this crowd. This is just incredible, you guys. This is my first experience of the Super Bowl victory parade here, and it is just something to go down in the books. Absolutely incredible.
And Sharon, where you are,
we'll send it.
Talk for a moment just about the crowd that you're seeing. I mean, I love that you just talked. You're in the VIP section, so to speak, where you are. But it just seems like the crowd there is just having a blast.
Oh, they are having an absolute blast, Brad and Carolyn. I mean, you can see we're talking like maybe 10 or more people deep here, and they've been here all morning. They got here at 4 o'clock this morning. You can see a group here coming down the street just getting this crowd all riled up here. They've been throwing footballs. I don't know if you guys remember just a little while ago when we talked, I was trying to avoid getting beamed by those footballs. And here you've got the players coming down the street. This is the moment that they've been waiting for sure.
And that is Justin Reed, who's safety for the Chiefs.
Yes.
L'Jarius Sneed is in there. Well, I mean, boy, wow, this says it all right here.
They brought their own music to dance to.
How much fun is this? Your Kansas City Chiefs skipping and dancing down the street as fans go absolutely nuts.
And that's why players want to come to Kansas City. Justin Reed came to Kansas City for this moment, to experience these moments. Kansas City, it's not just a destination place to live, it's now a destination place to play, because everyone wants a Super Bowl ring and to feel these feelings these players are. But how lucky is this guy right here, George Karlaftis? He was drafted. He was probably crossing his fingers, man, I hope I come to the Chiefs to get drafted in the first round. This is Tershawn Wharton out of Missouri S&T. Stand up, Missouri S&T. He's in the parade. He's a Super Bowl champion. I mean, this is so surreal for everyone that has watched the Chiefs. People didn't want to come to Kansas City 15 years ago to play for the Chiefs. Now, everybody wants to be a part of this.
Destination Sports City.
Trent McDuffie, another rookie. Imagine getting drafted in your first year in the NFL. You win a Super Bowl.
I mean, it doesn't get. I mean, literally does not get any better than that for Trent McDuffie. For any of the. I mean, you talk about Isaiah Pacheco. You know, a 7th round draft pick out of Rutgers, and then look at what he did in the Super Bowl. And so many newcomers that Brett Veach brought on board. And to your point, Jared, you know, another big draw. It's not just Kansas City and the fans. It's being able to play for Big Red. so many people love Andy Reid. He's a player's coach. It's not that he's easy to play for. Guys love to play for Andy Reid, and why not? Look what he's done. Clearly cemented his legacy as one of the NFL's best head coaches. And he's Kansas City's head coach now, and he's not going anywhere.
He's built a championship culture. I think that's thrown around a lot. That's really what it is. And how about Captain Tommy Townsend, punter? He's still young. This is his first Super Bowl win. Dustin Colquitt was the longtime punter. But Tommy Townsend, as Sharon has told us, is probably soaking up this parade just as much as anyone. There's Trent McDuffie getting some love from the fans.
Got something. He caught it handily, left-handed.
Who knows? But I love it. I love how the players,
oh my gosh.
Leo Chanel, rookie linebacker out of Wisconsin. That's an athletic feat. Brad, I don't think either of us could do that. I don't know. I don't want to sell you short, but that's impressive.
It's just a quick little pull-up.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, Mark Donovan and Brett Beach are saying, okay, no more of that, guys. Yeah, please, let's all be safe.
I found it impressive.
Sharon, it feels like it's just so much louder there where you are right now.
Oh my gosh, it's so loud I can barely hear you guys. That's why I gotta kind of hold my earpiece in my ear. I mean, this crowd is just going crazy right now. I mean, the confetti's flying, you can hear them. I'm not even gonna talk because I can't even hear myself speak. Look at this.
More players on the bus as they drive by right outside the area of
the Western Auto building.
Yeah, Western Auto
about
Loss.
20th and Grand or so. So they're getting ever closer.
Getting closer
Here's
and closer
the confetti. Look at this.
And there's Jerick McKinnon, it looks like, there on the street. Of course, had the unselfish play of stopping at the 1 yard line to run out the clock. And he's fired up. This is his first Super Bowl ring, a 9-year veteran, just soaking it in with the fans. I think he took that jacket out of Brad's closet.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Look
got some
how
pretty good dance moves, too.
He's absolutely jacked. I mean, the feeling that must be, not only to be on a parade float, but then to walk down that parade route and to high-five the fans who've been cheering you on all season long. The love of Chiefs Kingdom is awesome today.
The only frustrating part, these fans getting these awesome selfies with these players, and they can't upload them right now because there's no cell service downtown. But we're going to see them in due time, so make sure to post. We can't wait.
Nick Bolton, captain, Mizzou alum,
leader of the defense. Here's the Lombardi Trophy.
And Nick Bolton had that scoop and score in the Super Bowl. We can, Sharon. We love to see the Lombardi Trophy. This is so much fun to watch and to be a part of.
Listen to that crowd.
They can't get enough.
It's a lot of hurry up and wait. You look for the buses, then they come and they go by just to get a glimpse, then you wait for the next one, hoping they might look in your direction.
And then the real game comes when the last bus passes you by, and then you make a mad dash down Grand to get over to Union Station and hopefully get close enough to the stage or one of the 3 monitors, the huge monitors that are out there, that you can both hear and see what's going to be on stage.
And that is where Neil Jones already is. He's got the primo spot to bring us that picture as they round the corner into Union Station. Hi, Neil.
We cannot wait for that to happen. It is going to be so exciting. This is the Warren family from Kansas City. Why was it important to bring your kids out on a cold day?
We had to celebrate the Chiefs. We're a #1 fan, you know. They've been my boys since I was like 19. So we had to come celebrate them, even though it's freezing, but we're here.
How exciting. They're going to make the turn here pretty quick. What's it going to be like?
It's going to be a shocker. I can't wait. I'm trying to get closer to the stage.
And how old are you and what's your name?
I'm Emery. My name is 10 years old. I'm 10 years old.
How exciting is it to get out of school to be able to come to this?
Good.
It's got to be exciting. You notice, what's your name?
Harmony.
What's it like being out here today?
Cold. cold.
It is cold. Ladies, have a good time today, okay? There are a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people who have gathered here in front of Union Station. You can see them up on the hill here. They are waiting for the moment that we have been watching on Channel 5, and that is the moment that the players and coaches and families make the turn, and we see them make their thing. The fans are excited. Guys, it's going to be really loud in a few minutes.
Oh, it's already really loud, Neil. Thank you so much. You're having a blast down there, giving us great coverage of this championship parade as we continue to watch buses make their way down Grand toward Union Station. We think this is offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy on that bus that you were just looking at. And then, of course, just more confetti. And
the
more
confetti trucks are having a good old time.
And we saw Juju Smith-Schuster holding a skeleton.
Yeah, what was that all about?
I don't know. So tweet us your theories on what that's about, but that's different.
Yeah, that really is different. You know, he did have a pretty good back and forth on Twitter with the Eagle who
James Bradbury.
was holding. Got called for holding, so that's been kind of fun to watch.
And there is Eric Bieniemy right there. Obviously, he's also responsible for this as the offensive coordinator. Obviously, Andy Reid's the head coach, but Bieniemy has had incredible success here in Kansas City and deserves credit.
Think about what Eric Bieniemy has done for this offense. And I know this is not the time or place to talk about it, but why is he not a head coach in the NFL? It just blows me away.
The rest of the league's loss is Casey's gain.
Kansas, you're absolutely right, Jared. Everybody else's loss is Kansas City's gain, and we just continue to rack up AFC championships and Super Bowl trophies with Bieniemy as the OC.
And here again, a live picture of the ever-growing crowd there in front of Union Station right now as we inch, well, just a little over a half an hour away now from the rally that we're all waiting for, when we can not only see these players and these coaches, but we're going to hear from them too, finally.
Oh, can't wait for that. That will be the culmination of what has just been an epic day, epic morning, epic afternoon in downtown Kansas City along this parade route as people all across the country will be watching highlights of this parade on their newscasts and on their sportscasts tonight all around the country.
Here's kind of the flipped angle of what we were just seeing as we look towards Union Station. Let's turn it around, and that's the hill there towards Liberty Memorial, just covered in red as well.
And perhaps February 15th was always meant to be a parade day because today is Justin Reed's birthday, today is Willie Gay's birthday, so two starting players on the defense are having quite the birthday celebration. I don't know if the entire Sea of Red will sing happy birthday, if that would set the Guinness Book of World Records for most gathering or loudest happy birthday song, but hey, congrats to them as well. It's their celebration too.
Yeah, kind of a Red Wednesday, kind of a sick out Wednesday, or whatever we call it, Parade Wednesday for all these kids too that get to take the day off from school just to be a part of history in the making.
I really hope those fans who are watching from the windowsill hang on.
Yeah, that made me a little nervous too. I'm so happy you said that.
Hey, Chief fans, keep it safe out there. The buses continue.
There
they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great fit though. With the
while you're on your phone.
58 jersey and the headband, that's a look.
Winners of Super Bowl 57. All right,
now we're on the light poles.
All right, yep, not supposed to do that, folks, but there he is. Yep.
This is why they grease the light poles in some cities to avoid this.
Oh, man. So, yeah, your players are still out on the parade route. Some of them have jumped the bus. They're walking along the parade route, high-fiving, getting that love that they're getting at street level, which is so cool. What that feeling must be to load up on those buses and to know that soon you're going to be on that stage, hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, having such a great time with your teammates, and then just sharing it all with more than 500,000 Chiefs fans who have gathered out at Union Station.
Sharing also a spray of champagne there.
It's going to be a little sticky.
In that particular crowd. A little chilly for that, but it's all in good fun.
It'll wash out tomorrow.
When we say load the buses, you literally mean that, because again, Leo Chenal hopped on the bus. That might be the most impressive thing we've seen today.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, what is the vertical on that, and then to pull yourself up? I don't think that's going to be topped as far as athletic feats today.
Well done. Well done.
Our coverage of the Super Bowl 57 celebration continues here on KCTV5. We thank you so much for choosing to spend part of your day with us as we celebrate your Kansas City Chiefs and their 3rd Super Bowl title in their franchise histories. It has been so phenomenal to watch. It's been so phenomenal to be a part of, and we are so thankful that you have chosen to be with us here on KCTV5.
Oh, what a day it is. What a historic day it is. This is one that will live, no doubt, in pictures, in memorabilia for years, decades to come.
It's funny you say that because on my wall in my living room is the parade picture of the Royals parade and the Chiefs parade. I think how many people in Kansas City have these images in their houses.
I do too.
And now I'm thinking about where the 3rd picture is going to go.
That's right.
Now,
get a 3rd frame. Get it ready.
Need more wall space. I think a lot of fan caves and Chiefs fan caves are going to be full of all these new pictures and memorabilia and all the swag that people have been running out to get their championship jerseys and hoodies. And it is so much fun. And as I mentioned earlier, these are the good old days right now because what we're witnessing doesn't happen in other NFL cities. The success that Kansas City has had over the last 5 seasons is absolutely phenomenal. It's been a stretch that only 1 or 2 other franchises have enjoyed. So these are the times that we're going to look back 10, 15, 20 years from now and say, remember when? Do you remember that day when the Kansas City Chiefs held an epic parade and just about all of Kansas City went downtown to join in?
And of course, the grand finale of this epic parade is the rally that we're waiting for here in about 30 minutes from now. And we're going to stay with you right here on KCTV5 to bring you that rally live. So stick with us here for our live coverage of this parade of champions after our Super Bowl 57 win. Oh, listen to the music. There it is. There's the chant we've been waiting to hear as we celebrate the season.
It's fantastic. It just doesn't get any better. Can we go back out to some of our Scott Reese, Josh Jackson, who are out there close to the action as those buses make their way closer to Union Station? If we can, let's check back in with Scott and Josh if they're available.
Hi, guys.
We are available. Hey, how are you? Yeah, things are picking up down here as we get very close to Union Station, the end of the line for some of these players who are now just making their way through. And we're finally getting to see what you guys have been describing for the last half hour, how few of the players are actually on the bus and how many are on the street and jumping around and dancing around and high-fiving. And Josh, I am so far from a Super Bowl champion. I cannot fathom, even though I am witnessing it, I cannot fathom what it must be like for these guys to do this right now in front of 500,000 people.
Oh, my goodness. Same here. I can't imagine myself like that. This has to be one of the greatest experiences of a lifetime for sure. And just, can I talk about one thing?
Sure.
The level of commitment in terms of these fans, and you see they're getting super excited now as more players are coming through. But you and I got here around 4, a little bit after 4 this morning. There were people lined up already talking about specifically, I want to make sure I get a prime spot. And then in addition to that, there was one guy I met, he said he had his son with him, and he says, the son said, well, my dad came last time, I didn't come for the first one in 2020. He said he took a picture with Damian Williams and Tyrann Mathieu, and he says, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Like, I've got to be here. There are so many people. These, like you said, school's out. There are so many people here, and they want to take part in what is a piece of history.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you mentioned some of the greats that came before, right? Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and, Damian Williams, who such a key role in the last Super Bowl win. But you see their jerseys, right? You see Damian Williams jerseys in the crowd. You see, obviously Derek Thomas and some of the old previous generation of Chiefs greats. But it's so cool to see the variety. Yeah, you see a ton of 15s and 87s, and that's great. But you see just such the cool variety of Chiefs jerseys, and there's L'Jarius Sneed down there.
Yeah.
I actually asked one of the folks at one of the places selling jerseys a couple of weeks ago, I asked, hey, just out of curiosity, other than Mahomes and Kelsey, who's the hottest seller? Like, who is the hottest selling Chiefs jersey right now? Any guesses?
Maybe Chris Jones?
That was my first guess.
Okay.
And it was Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh.
Right? And again, it just goes to show, like, a kid who was a bit part of the offense for the first, 4 or 5 games of this season, and then just took over midway through the year. And yes, Clyde Edwards-Helaire got hurt, but even before the injury, Pacheco had started to stake his claim to that starting job, and he ran with it.
He did.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes,
and,
he did.
Now he had 1,100-something total yards. I mean, it's a phenomenal story for a 7th-round pick. And again, just goes to show, like, the breadth of talent on this team and the number of guys who had to be great for all of us to be here today, right? This wasn't just 15 and 87.
No.
Right? The number of players who had to provide signature moments in a game where the Chiefs needed every single one of those moments.
Every single one.
Right? Sky Moore with the touchdown.
Yes,
how much Sky Moore was, he had the issues with the return game earlier in the year. He took a lot of flack in the media. To come back for him and score that touchdown, right? The last touchdown in the Super Bowl. Kadarius Toney.
He did.
I mean, I talked about the genius of Brett Veach. How about bringing in Kadarius Toney mid-season as a guy who, at the time, we were led to believe, well, this is a long-term play. This is a guy who's going to be under team control for a couple of more years. He's a former first-round pick, needed a change of scenery, ton of talent. Anything we get this year is gravy. Well, you know what? That's a lot of gravy. That 65-yard punt return, right, in the Super Bowl, and then he scored the touchdown. The complementary players were huge. We talked about Juju. And I'm glad Jared touched on Jerick McKinnon, because that is one of those iconic plays. It should be an iconic play. It will probably be lost, I think, in the annals of history, but here's a guy who was such a great story, his career in Minnesota flashed at times. Then the Niners signed him to a big contract. He's hurt for the better part of 3 years. Barely plays it down. And then he gets a chance to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. A touchdown in the Super Bowl.
And
every kid's dream, right? And he goes down at the 1-yard line because it might have upped his team's chances to win the game from 90% to 99%. Anyway, I'm told that we've got a Patrick Mahomes sighting, so let's toss it back to the studio, guys.
All right, you guys are doing a great job out there as we continue to watch this awesome parade coverage. There's your boy Travis Kelce.
In white, all in white. He's easy to spot.
To the left, Mama Kelce.
There she is. There's Donna Kelce.
She's got a Bud Light in her hand. By the way, we've noticed that in the past, Travis Kelce was throwing somebody had one of those little bottles of Fireball.
Those like airline bottles of Fireball.
Of course, Travis just knocked off the cap.
Well, he didn't want to be disrespectful.
You got to be nice to the crowd.
You got to make use of things.
Travis Kelce, always the center of attention no matter what room he's in. And clearly the crowd loving his appearance.
General Manager Brett Veach on his phone right now, clearly making trades in the middle. Business never ceases.
Wheeling and dealing?
Yes.
He's the only one that can get a cell service.
Oh, there's Mahomes!
And there is Patrick Mahomes on the back of this bus. You see his ski goggles on sideways.
You guys see Mahomes right there at the back of the bus?
Enjoying another Coors Light.
Oh, this
Backup
is so
quarterback
awesome.
Shane Buechele rocking the cowboy hat for those wondering.
Is that who's in that cowboy hat?
Right
I was
there.
wondering, Jared. Okay.
So this, if you're wondering, this is the last bus with all the players on it. So this is the bus that has Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. This is the showstopper for the crowd right here. Everyone's loved every single minute of it.
This is what we've been waiting for.
This is what the majority of fans came to see. QB1 and number 87, the two biggest superstars in the NFL right now, and they are your Kansas City Chiefs, and they are partying like rock stars.
Lots of things coming in from the crowd, being thrown up on top of this double-decker bus. and then thrown right back as well. This crowd having a good time.
That's one of the reasons they're wearing goggles like that, just because they don't want to get stuff in their eyes. But you never know when somebody's going to huck a can of beer at you on the bus, and I don't want to get hit by that. But as we've seen, Patrick Mahomes has good hands. He cut a beer in the last.
We've
Super Bowl
seen that
parade.
he's not human, though. All right, as far as the injuries, I mean, multiple times I thought, oh my gosh, he hurt his ankle or before. In his last Super Bowl speech, he said his knee was in the side of his leg, and then he came back later that year, won the Super Bowl. He was hurt for the majority of this playoff run. Remember, he got hurt in the divisional round game, played through that one, played hurt through the AFC Championship game, and played hurt through the Super Bowl. So I don't think anything at this parade can faze him.
Nothing can stop him. Nothing can stop him. All we're hoping now, and all this crowd is hoping the same thing, that he's around for a long time to come.
I just watched a great piece on social media from the NFL Network that they mic up all of the key players in the Super Bowl, and when you listen to the sounds that Pat Mahomes was making after he was injured there in the second quarter of the Super Bowl, watching that, he is such a tough, gritty player. I had no idea. I knew he was tough. I didn't know he was that tough, but he is a superhuman when it comes to being able to pull amazing things off on the football field.
That was Coach Bieniemy running by one more time here as they make their way ever closer here to this crowd, standing and waiting for them in front of Union Station, out there on the hill in front of the Liberty Memorial. You're talking about social media and how it has played a bigger and bigger role each and every year the Super Bowl goes on. This year, maybe more than ever, with the play between Travis and Jason Kelce. What a ball was that to live alongside their mom, Donna Kelce, and play along as she has the first two sons to ever compete against each other in a Super Bowl matchup. And to hear their reaction to that, to see their family dynamic in full glory via social media has just been one of the treats of
now
the Super
she's
Bowl
in front
run.
of the bus right there. You see that white? That's where Travis, you can pick him out of a crowd when he's wearing all white. That's a bold choice on a day like
He's
today.
not afraid of making bold fashion choices.
And his mom right by his side. That doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, what a sweet time this has been for their family. But she has got to be spent. You could tell by the time it got down to game time, she was ready to play ball.
Yeah, she will enjoy a nice long rest after this is all over. But first,
I'm glad she's here for this.
We've got a big party to take care of here in Kansas City, and we are right in the middle of it. We are so glad you have joined us for this. But you think about how the city planned this, and boy, this is going right to script. I mean, here it is. We're just about 20 minutes away from what was scheduled to be the start of the rally at Union Station. The buses seem to be making along the route okay. Everything seems to be coming into place. We haven't really heard of any major problems, any major issues along the way, so we keep our fingers crossed that will continue. But really, this is just all about having a good time and celebrating the Super Bowl champions, and certainly nobody's been disappointed.
And the crowd here getting their chance to get that firsthand look at Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and the whole gang on top of this final bus to come around the corner.
And this is a new feeling for the players, because to this point they've been surrounded on the streets, but now they are emerging in front of the sea of red that we've been showing you, that we've seen grow over the last hour. But for Travis Kelce there, you see him pumping up the crowd. He is going to get his first glimpse of this massive sea of red.
And they're being passed along the bus is the Lombardi Trophy. Scott, Josh, you seeing this? I think he's waving to you guys.
He is. Yeah, Josh is waving to you, man. Wave back. That's Travis Kelce. It's so cool. And I think Jared makes a great point. Like, these guys just got witness of what we've been looking at for an hour and a half here. Well, really, we've been looking at for about 6 hours here, but this ever-growing sea of red, and, you're getting their reaction, and they're playing off of the crowd, and the crowd is waving back. This is what it's all about.
It is. Boy, is this exciting or what? And this is what the fans have been waiting on. They've been waiting in here in these long lines all day. This is what they've come to see. And look at this. Look at this.
It's tremendous.
What a sight.
And, now, guys, we are seeing the I don't want to say it's a dead sprint because most of these fans can't sprint hundreds of yards at a time, but they're huffing and they're puffing and they're running behind these final buses trying to get their spot. Good luck finding a quality vantage point to the stage at this point because you got a couple of 100,000 people in front of you with a head start.
I love the sight of that Lombardi trophy, too. I mean,
it's so
hoisting
awesome.
that is great. And, you know, Scott, we were just talking a minute ago. You were talking about just some of the adversity that different players face. It seems to me that the general consensus this year is like so many different players played with a chip on their shoulders, whether it's Patrick Mahomes not having some of the weapons he had in previous years. And I'm sure he heard a thing or two the great Tyreek Hill said about him in comparison to Tua Tagovailoa. That's just one. Even defensively, people were talking. And Isaiah Pacheco, there's a guy that you get in a late round who comes in and who's able to contribute immediately. I love it when a player has a chip on his or her shoulder because for whatever reason, you get the most out of them. And I think Andy Reid was able to do that. And even the defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, just because I can't say enough of what he was able to do with those rookies and very young NFL players in that defensive backfield, just next man up mentality. And we talk about it all the time, next man up mentality, but literally that's exactly what they had to do from start to finish. And not just Patrick Mahomes or Isaiah Pacheco, even Harrison Butker, because throughout the course of the year, he had his own share of ups and downs. And how fitting is it that he nails the field goal, the go-ahead field goal to win Super Bowl 57. And I shouldn't make this about myself, but I'm a guy who likes to feed on that little bulletin board material myself. Plays with it, or I like to have a chip on my shoulder. And so it's just great. In addition to that, let's not forget what Cincinnati's mayor had to say about Mahomes and the Chiefs and things of that nature. And they were so professional throughout the week. They didn't say much about it, but oh my, did Travis Kelce have something to say after the AFC Championship. And I guess it's okay if I say he called him a jabroni. Is that okay on live television?
I think it's been done over and over and over, so I think it is now okay. And we'll see if we get the reference again. But, you know, I think you make an excellent point in terms of perspective of what it took for these guys to get here. And you call it bulletin board material, but there were a lot of pundits who said that the Chiefs were going to regress. They were going to come back to the pack. There were a lot who said they're not the best team in the AFC West, never mind the AFC or the entire NFL, and they heard it. And they heard it loud and clear, and Patrick Mahomes referenced it, and it was, I think that was a part of the motivation, and I know that what happened 2 years ago when they got smoked by the Buccaneers in the previous Super Bowl was motivation, and I know that what happened last year when they lost the lead and Joe Burrow and the Bengals came back to beat him in the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead Stadium, that stayed with them all year, and you could tell it was a quiet confidence, but they were bound and determined to prove the doubters wrong. It's cliche, but they were 1,000%. They were determined to prove the doubters wrong, and they had that. That was why I like the Chiefs to win this Super Bowl, because I honestly think that talent-wise, this was a true coin flip. These were the two best teams in the league, and I think on any given day, if they play 10 times, maybe they go 5-5. But in this game, on this stage, X factors matter, and that was the X factor for the Chiefs. They wanted it more. Nothing less than a Super Bowl championship was going to suffice this year. And they were the only team in the NFL that could say anything less than a Super Bowl win this season's a failure, right? That's bold. You can't, 31 other teams couldn't say that. They said it, and they backed it up as we take a look at Patrick Mahomes now getting ready to disembark. And they're coming around this last corner, and these guys have got to be starting to think about their speeches because, I mean, let's be honest, how much of this is pre-scripted, right? We're TV, we know. If you're going up there, you got some idea what you're going to say, but you don't really know what you're going to say to these 500,000+ people until you say it.
And that's true. And they have some spirits they've been able to get.
Or two.
Well, I'll put it this way. They've had quite a bit of fun throughout this ride through this area, and so when they get on stage, there's no telling what you're going to hear. But what I like to to also add to it, and I know we're here celebrating, and who wants to talk about the economic impact, but this has to have a huge economic impact as well for the city of Kansas City. And I think they've done a phenomenal job just in terms of, I know they've got 19 different law enforcement agencies out here, but I haven't heard of or seen of any issues.
No.
And then even with the child reunification centers and things of that nature, just making sure that it's well run, because the worst thing that you want to happen is for you to get out here, there be an incident that causes you to go from celebrating to having a situation where
the crowd is condensing. Now the good news is, if you want some space and you want to hang out to the east of Union Station, it's getting clearer and clearer down there, because everybody's coming west. Everybody's heading toward the stage, and this is where you worry about people getting packed in a little too tightly, because you can only do so much crowd control.
That's
and
true.
They are coming. They are definitely coming.
It's that time, I guess. It is definitely that time.
So, Brad and Carolyn, we're only getting one vantage point here, but you guys have seen this kind of morph from what it was 2 hours ago to what it is now. Can you feel it? Even back in the studio, can you kind of get the sense, as we do, that we're building to the crescendo?
Yes, this is building. This crowd, no doubt, probably quadrupled here in the last hour.
Yeah.
Amazing sea of people have converged now on Union Station. When you really pull back and see it from this vantage point, from the Liberty Memorial Hill, boy, look at that crowd build. But those screens are really going to pay off this time around, so everyone can get a glimpse of these players, at least via those screens down the middle.
Yeah, everyone around you becomes your immediate best friend.
It's welcome body heat.
For the last, it is. You're right. It's welcome body heat. But to your point, Scott, as we continue to show our viewers all the different, we've got many different camera angles all around the area, and as we keep taking each different camera shot, I know the word awesome is overused, but this is an awesome spectacle.
It's a perfect use of that word. What you're seeing here, see that line of folks running in? There they are, disembarking now from those buses, the cheerleaders making their way in, the players right behind them, filing into Union Station so they can hit that rally stage. What do you say we go back to Neil Jones? He's live right there in the thick of it. Hi, Neil.
I'll come that way. We are here outside Union Station, and the crowd is getting more and more excited. How long have you guys been here today?
Since 10 a.m.
And how excited are it's hard to talk to everybody. How excited are you guys to be here?
I'm very excited to be here. This is the second one.
Who are you most excited to see?
Pacheco!
A Pacheco fan. Who are you most want to see?
Who do I want to see? Pacheco. Pacheco, yes, sir. And Travis Kelce, get them jabronis to shut their mouth.
The fans are pumped. They are excited, and as you can see, they are manning the trees and the hillside down below the Liberty Memorial as they gear up to see this football team. You can feel the energy build up as the parade is moved around the corner. They cannot wait for the players to come out on stage. And I'll tell you something, this is a significantly larger crowd than was here 3 years ago. In my mind, when I was down here then, no question about it, this crowd is more excited and they are bigger. So we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, I agree with you, Neil. It does. It looks bigger. You were there. You were down in the crowd for the last one. You're there again for this one. So I'll take your word for it. It does appear that there are more people at this parade than the last one. And boy, Neil was just getting swamped with fans there. And how about all the love there for Isaiah Pacheco?
Yes,
love it.
That's what I'm saying. This year, it just seems like the love is more well-rounded for the entire team and even the coaches, Jared.
And that's where, for us, we're used to this, as everybody knows, second in 4 years. But think about how many players, this is their first Super Bowl. There's still only a handful, obviously the core guys like Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, but all the new players, the rookies, the free agents, this is truly their highlight. This is what they look forward to. They aren't taking it for granted, neither are we. And Pacheco, again, a guy who was at Rutgers a year ago, just hoping to make a team in the NFL, hoping to get drafted, and now he has fans in Kansas City wearing his jersey, excited to see him. This is what it's all about.
You know, so what you're looking at right now, the stage is where it's all going to happen, but behind that, Union Station, obviously, and as Carolyn was alluding to just a few minutes ago, the players get off the bus, the staff gets off the bus, they all go inside the Union Station. It's closed to the general public. It's open for the Chiefs, and they go in there and let's just say they try to get them shaped up.
Yeah, regroup a little.
Regroup a little bit because they've been partying. So they're inside saying, all right, let's get our thoughts together. Let's get warmed up a little bit. Maybe have a little cup of coffee.
Maybe some coffee, some quick caffeine.
Maybe put the Coors Light down.
Get ready, get your mind right to address this crowd that is so anxious to see you. You know, I've been talking all season ad nauseum to my friend Brad here about my love for Travis Kelce and now for his brother as well, frankly, being an Eagle, granted, but and his mom too. So take a look at his Instagram post from earlier today. Let the games begin. Travis and his mom there, of course, front and center on one of those double-decker buses today, as she should be.
Yeah, wearing the white tracksuit, you know, Travis always the trend center. This is Patrick Mahomes. What he tweeted out, let's get this thing started. And yeah, we can confirm they did get this thing started.
It has in fact started.
Yeah, and it continues. And man, is it a world-class party.
We just saw Patrick Mahomes' wife Brittany rounding the corner to go into Union Station. They were on the back of that bus, and you could see them shaking their case of Coors Light, kind of saying, "Oh, it's gone. What happened to it?"
And you
clean it up, ready to go, ready to hit that rally stage in about 5 minutes from now.
Can't wait for that. Right there to take it all in, are Scott Reese and Josh Jackson right there at the head of it. Guys?
Hey, Brad, I lost you there for a second, but I think it's go time for us.
Yeah.
I'm also a little curious about the Let the Games Begin social media post. I mean, what have we been doing for the game's just beginning? Man, this thing is ending. I mean, what a ride it's been. And, you know, they're making some announcements now, some special introductions. So soon enough, they're introducing Mitch Holtis, the play-by-play voice of the Chiefs, to the crowd. So we're going to get the big boys here soon. And again, a lot of anticipation in terms of what we will hear from Mahomes and Kelce, et cetera. The other thing that catches my attention now that we're flipped around and looking away from the procession for the first time, I don't know what the Westin was charging for these rooms, but these folks are getting their money's worth. More on that, but Mayor Lucas is at the podium. Let's listen in.
So let me see where everybody's from. If you are from Missouri, make some noise. If you are from Kansas, make some noise. And if you love the Kansas City Chiefs, make some real noise. So we know we love our team. Sometimes they were underestimated. Sometimes they were doubted. But we knew that we had the greatest coach in the world, the greatest quarterback in the world, the greatest team in the world, and all part of the greatest city in the world. So everybody, how about those Chiefs?
And now, from the great state of Missouri, the 57th governor of the state of Missouri. It was meant to be to win Super Bowl 57. Here's Governor Mike Parson.
Man, hello everybody. I wish you could be up here and see what I see, because all I see is the kingdom, a Red Sea all the way from Kansas City, all across the state of Missouri. Thank you all for being here today. So it is a great day to be the 57th governor when all of you fans brought home the 57th Super Bowl trophy. What a great day for our state. 5 years ago when I became governor in this great state, Let me tell you what we've done since that time. And we've done it under the direction of the best owner in the NFL and the family with Clark Hunt and his family. We have the best front office with Mark Donovan, Brett Veach for what they put together here in Kansas City. And as a fan of 50 years, I've been through the ups and downs like many of you have in this great franchise. But let me tell you else, I still sit in the upper deck at Arrowhead Stadium where the real fans sit. And you guys sit in the third level? Now let me tell you in 5 years what we've done. We have hosted the AFC Championship game 5 years in a row. Of those 5 years, we've been to the Super Bowl 3 times. Of those 3 times, we have won 2 Super Bowls. No NFL team, no franchise, no state, no governor, no city can take claim to that. You are making history here in Kansas City and the Kingdom. And we are not done yet. Congratulations. Thank you, being the great kingdom.
Thank you, Governor. We also have the best cheer squad in the National Football League. And now we're going to have 2 performances, half squad at a time. So welcome out half of our 2022 World Champion Chiefs cheerleaders.
Back again, check it, direct it, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoice. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These 3 words, man, you're getting busy. Whoop, there it is, Hitman. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Wild thing. Shine like a shine, like a shine, like a shine. Shine like a shine, like a shine, like a shine. Upside down and inside out. I'm about to show all you folks what it's all about. Now it's time for me to get on the mic and make this tag team party hype.
Yo, I'm ready. I'm ready, let's go. the biggest crowd I've ever performed in front of in the whole history of my career, man. Kansas City is the biggest crowd I've ever had right now. Whoa. So, I'm gonna dedicate this next song to all of y'all and the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go. Let's roll, baby. I love y'all, man. We won Super Bowl. I was there right behind with the Chiefs. I love it. This feels amazing. It's cold, but it feels amazing. I love you. I'm out. Tech 9!
How about that? A performance from Tech 9. The songs that all of Chiefs Kingdom have come to love, Red Kingdom and the others. And what a day for Kansas City as we continue to celebrate the Chiefs' victory in Super Bowl 57 and all thing Chiefs Kingdom. The Rumble are just about ready to take the stage as we... Carolyn, you were just saying this is so much fun to watch.
It's amazing. Casey Wolf getting the crowd even more pumped up than they already were. Okay, let's listen in. Casey Rumble.
29 years of the most iconic calls in franchise history have come from one voice. None more historic than the ones made last Sunday, letting the kingdom know the Chiefs are yet again the champions of the world. Born in Chiefs Kingdom, the voice of Chiefs Kingdom, here's Mitch Holthus.
Let's go! It is time to celebrate your champions. Let's do this now for real. And join me as I ended that game in Scottsdale, Arizona. In Glendale, Arizona on Sunday night. Raise your banner if you are part of the Chiefs Kingdom. Raise your hand. Because for the second time in 4 seasons, there is a red and gold reflection on the Lombardi Trophy. A big red reflection. Your champions, Super Bowl 57, the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's just not what the champions of Super Bowl 57 did, it's how they did it. It's what they did in the circumstances in which they did it. People were predicting we would not make the playoffs. The kingdom would be covered in coal dust by Halloween. We were the first team in National Football League history to have to play our first 8 games against teams with winning records the year prior. We were the first team that had to play the first 5 games in 5 different time slots on 3 different days. We played a gauntlet of great quarterbacks and great teams, and we took care of all of it. This team. This team, your champions of Super Bowl 57, are a forever's team. And this afternoon, we celebrate that, the entire Chiefs Kingdom. And now, let's do this and do it right. And take off your headgear and celebrate the greatest nation in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Pretty good.
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem there in the home of the Chiefs here as we welcome you back to our KCTV5 coverage, our Parade of Champions ending in a rally. We're just waiting now for the last few moments before we finally get to hear from our players.
Forever's team, a team that overcame so much to become our 3rd World Championship team, the champions of Super Bowl 57. They trailed by 10 points at halftime. In Super Bowl history, teams that trailed by 10 points or more were 1-26. Now it's 2-26. Let's go back to the desert and celebrate an incredible victory.
But Andy Reid changed these 2 franchises and made them consistent winners. And we are finally ready to start this game. Mahomes in the pocket, floats a pass near side. Kelce over the shoulder. He's got the catch. He's got the touchdown. Now the ball's out. He kicks the ball. It's picked up by Kansas City. They're going to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. But Brady's ankle tackled there at the 36, and he's hurt. Mahomes is hurt. He will gain 12 yards on a scramble on a bad angle. To hand it off, left guard, it goes, touchdown, Kansas City. Pass to Tony, he's got it on the edge. He will walk into the end zone. A pass left side, wide open, Sky Moore, touchdown, Kansas City. What bad ankle. He is limping back to the huddle. McKinnon on a counter, angling to the 5, and he's going to slide down at the 1. Very smart inbounds. 11 seconds left in Super Bowl 57, 35-35 tie. The kick is good, and Kansas City leads 38-35. Hurts takes the snap. The Chiefs only rushing 2 on a delay. Clock is going to be out of time, and the pass is going to be underthrown. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. Everyone who claims the Chiefs Kingdom will raise a banner above the National Football League again. For the second time in 4 seasons, the Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection.
Yes, this was a team that grabbed a bucket of guts and got it done. Now it is time. We have 2 Lombardi trophies in front of you. It is time now to welcome to the stage the best ownership family in all of professional sports. Please welcome the Hunt family and the chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, Clark Hunt, with your 3rd Lombardi Trophy!
How about it, Kansas City? You are world champions for the 3rd time. It is so great to be back here celebrating with you, and I'm glad it didn't take another 50 years. There is nothing like the pure joy of a Super Bowl parade. It's a joy that comes from getting to share it with the people you love. It's a joy that comes from knowing the hard work it took to get here. In the past 2 seasons, we fell just short of our goal. That disappointment led some to doubt us. Heading into training camp, a lot of the so-called experts counted us out. They said we were going to take a step back. They said our division was too tough and that we would be lucky to even make the playoffs. But we knew better. This team knew better, and Chiefs Kingdom, you knew better. I am so proud of this team, their fight, their resilience, their heart. They didn't listen to the noise. They were motivated by the doubters because they knew we had everything we needed to make another run. As the great Mitch Holthus told the world, you can doubt the Chiefs, you can dislike the Chiefs, you can disrespect the Chiefs, but you're going to have to deal with the Chiefs. The great thing about pro football is that it is the ultimate team sport. And it takes a great team to do something special. The Lord has blessed our family with an amazing group throughout the franchise. That starts with President Mark Donovan. Mark's been here for 14 years, and he helped lay the foundation to bring in Andy Reid and Brett Veach. Mark and his entire team worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that the Chiefs franchise is the standard in the National Football League. Mark's leadership is essential to the championship culture of this organization. And oh, by the way, today is his birthday. Let's hear it for Mark. On the football side, it doesn't get any better than Brett Veach. He's smart, he's aggressive, and he's always working to make the team better. Brett and his outstanding staff made some big moves this offseason to put us in a position to win, both now and into the future. If you needed any proof of Brett's genius, look at the young guys on this team. 20 of the last 22 draft picks were on the active Super Bowl roster. We had 10 rookies play in the Super Bowl, the most of any team in 33 years. And 2 of those guys scored touchdowns. It's all a testament to Brett and his player personnel staff, so let's hear it for Brett Veach. And how about Big Red? Ten years ago, when Andy showed up, it completely changed the perception of Chiefs football. We've had a winning record in every one of his 10 seasons in Kansas City. Andy's staff and players love him, believe in him, and trust him completely. I said it after the Super Bowl, and I'll say it again. We've known for a long time that Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach, but I'll take it a step further. I truly believe that Andy is one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NFL. And of course, the guys in uniform who made it all happen on the field. This is a remarkable group of men led by the undisputed best player in pro football, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick is a generational talent, and he's the first person this century to win both the MVP and Super Bowl MVP honors in the same season. And how about Travis Kelce? Beyond his amazing ability to get open, he's the emotional heartbeat of this team, and of course, the life of the party. And let's give it up for our incredible defense, led by Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, and Justin Reed. These guys made us all proud. In the lead up to the Super Bowl, I spoke to people from coast to coast and around the world. There's no doubt that the Chiefs Kingdom has grown. We've got fans all over the country and all over the world celebrating with us today. This team, with your support, has put Kansas City on the international map. Your passion, your energy, and quite frankly, your vocal cords have earned Chiefs Kingdom the reputation as the greatest fan base in the NFL. All around the world, they know about the Kansas City Chiefs. And the one thing they know for sure is that Kansas City is a city of champions. Thank you for your part in it. Thank you for being here today, and congratulations to Chiefs Kingdom. Once again, you're world champions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium the man who set the foundation as early as 2009 through our whole organization, the birthday man today, President Mark Donovan.
Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom. Let me first start by thanking Clark, Lamar, Sharon, Dan. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you. My wife is going to have a hard time topping this birthday next year. So I want to start with Clark, Lamar, Sharon, Dan. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the opportunity to do just an amazing thing in working for you and this family. You know, I get to work with Andy and Brett every single day, and I would say to you two that every day's a grind. Seems like we're dealing with stuff that no one will ever know about. I would not want to be with anybody else in that grind. So thank you guys, I love you. I want to thank our staff, the people who make GEHA Field so special and create the Arrowhead experience. I see you guys are special. I tell you that all the time. Not everybody can do what we do, and you guys do it, and we are world famous because of you people, so thank you for that. I get to stand up here and speak, and I get a lot of opportunities to represent this organization. I just want to recognize the leaders of our organization. These people do the work. These people make it special. These people are the ones, and they're the reasons we are a model franchise in the National Football League. Dan Crum, Kirsten Krug, Ted Cruz, Laura Krug, Matt Kenny, Tyler Kirby, Kim Hobbs. I love you guys. I appreciate everything you do. I want to end with a story you may have heard. After the Super Bowl, I was in the locker room, and Patrick was yelling at me from across the locker room. He kept saying, "Mark, Mark, Mark! Do you remember what I told you? Do you remember what I told you?" And what he told me, which I did remember, was that when we won the opportunity to bring the NFL draft to this town, he said, "I'll guarantee you one thing, when the whole world is looking at Kansas City, when the whole league is coming to Kansas City, when every team from every franchise is coming to our town, they're going to be coming to the home of the reigning world champions." Thank you.
We have an incredible organization. I see people down here from athletic training, from our video staff to our equipment staff, the best in the league. But we have a group of people that work tirelessly all year long to make you a winner. And leading that group is our general manager. Let me just put it this way. When we played in the conference championship game and beat the Cincinnati Bengals, in that game, we tied an all-time National Football League record, playing 8 rookies on defense and special teams. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, General Manager Brett Veach.
Thank you. Awesome. So, start the season, 24 new faces, and 11 of them are rookies, and many people thought this was a retooling year. So, in Kansas City, this is what a rebuilding year looks like right here. I know how this drill works. I'm on a time limit. I just checked my phone. We got 8 minutes to get another epic Travis Kelce speech, so I got to be quick. I got it. So let me say my thank yous first, and starting at the top with the Hunt family, Clark, Tavia, his amazing family. Thank you so much. You guys are truly the best owners in all of professional sports. Thank you so much. Mark, I love you, man. Happy birthday. You do so much on the business side, but people will never know how much you do behind the scenes for Coach and I, and you're certainly the best. Hall of Fame Coach Andy Reid. Yeah, the best, man. I love you. Your staff, amazing. What they did with these young guys and all the turnover is nothing short of amazing. The support staff, Rick Burkholder and his staff. I don't know where you are, Rick. Yeah, I mean, keeping Pat Mahomes healthy is probably the most important job. So, Rick and his staff, thank you so much. Alan Wright, I see you there, Alan Wright. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. You've been here for a while. Appreciate all your work, Pat Brazil, the entire support staff, and the staff that's closest to me, my personnel staff right there. You guys are awesome. I actually texted them on the way down to the game and said, I feel like the Speaker of the House and not the General Manager because you guys are so smart and you blessed me with so many great ideas. Our roster, our team, I've never been around a group of players that were so unselfish and really every step of the way emphasize team. So thank you very much. And last but not least, the Kingdom, you guys make everything happen. We are here for you, so thank you very much.
Give another big cheer to this incredible group of people on the stage. And as they exit the stage, we're just minutes away from welcoming your champions. But let's meet now the other half of our Chiefs cheer squad. Ladies and gentlemen, our Chiefs cheerleaders. And now, are you ready? Are you ready, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome a Forever's team, the Super Bowl 57 champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the only coach in National Football League history to win double-digit playoff games with two separate teams. Second all-time in National Football League history with 22 playoff wins. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Red, Andy Reid.
I'll tell you what, there's some great cities in America, but there's no place you'd rather be and no greater place to be than right here, baby. You are the Kingdom. And let's give it one for the world. How about those Chiefs? That's what we're talking about. I'm very proud of these guys on the stage. Very proud of our organization. Very proud of all the guys that Brett Veach mentioned that are out in the crowd here. We have the number one, not very often are you able to say you're the greatest team in the world and have the greatest players in the world and have the greatest organization in the world. And most of all, the greatest fans in the world. We love you, man. I'm gonna turn the microphone over to these guys. They do a lot better at this than I do.
Thank you, Coach. Now, no quarterback in the history of the Super Bowl had been MVP and won the Super Bowl in the same season. until now. Ladies and gentlemen, the best quarterback in the National Football League, Patrick Mahomes.
Kansas City, how we feeling today, baby? How we feeling? Kansas City with the world champs, can I get hell yeah? Hey, we just want to say we appreciate everybody that's here today. We're back again. We're back again. Before we started this season, the AFC West said we were rebuilding. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what rebuilding means. In our rebuilding year, we're world champs. We're world champs. I just want to say we appreciate everybody here today. Arrowhead Stadium's one of a kind, and we just want to say Chiefs Kingdom is one of a kind. So give a round of applause for everybody that's standing here today. And before I give it to the main show, Travis Kelce, I just want to let y'all know that this is just the beginning. We ain't done yet. So I'll make sure to hit y'all back next year, and I hope the crowd's the same. Appreciate y'all. Let's go, baby.
All right. Now, he set an all-time Chiefs record this year with 180 tackles. And when we needed our defense, they stepped up all year. And how about a scoop and score for a touchdown? Kansas City in Super Bowl 57, linebacker Nick Bolton. Where you at, Nick?
Nick Bolton's a little shy, so we're gonna get him up here. There you go.
Oh my God!
How we doing, Chiefs Kingdom? Hey man, I just want to give y'all a special shout out, man. I appreciate our support, man, from Missouri all the way to here, man. This, like Pat said, man, it's just the beginning. We're just getting started, man. I see y'all boys next year. And can I get a big old M-I-Z?
Now, he set an all-time Super Bowl record and pro football record in the postseason with 13 games with 75 yards or more, better than any player that's ever played in this league. Let me put it this way. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce together have 11 playoff wins. That is more than 8 franchises have total. Ladies and gentlemen, the best tight end in the National Football League, TK, Travis Kelce. Chiefs Kingdom, let me hear you!
Let me take you back to 2022 in the month of maybe April. Maybe. Guys were getting signed left and right. The haters were saying that the Chiefs would never make the playoffs. The haters were saying the Chiefs were done. If you knew the Chiefs, if you knew the Chiefs were going to... You knew it, but they ain't know it. If y'all knew that Patrick Mahomes If you knew the Kansas City Chiefs were gonna have the best offense in the National Football League, let me hear you say, na 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 na. That's a good one right there. I like that one right there. If you knew Chris Jones was gonna be the best defensive player in the nation, let me hear you say, na 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 na. That feels so good, don't it? Let me hear you say, na 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 na. All right, all right, all right. Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, we do this for you guys. I want you guys to genuinely know this. We do this for you guys. And we love every single time you make Arrowhead shake. Woo! It makes me feel like, na 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 na. In all reality, this was the best season of my life. I owe it to you guys. I owe it to the guys on this stage. I owe it to everybody in Chiefs Kingdom and the organization that we've been able to create. Let me hear you say,
For your Super Bowl 57, Kansas City Chiefs. You can doubt the Chiefs. You can dislike the Chiefs. You can disrespect the Chiefs. You're gonna have to deal with the Chiefs being Super Bowl 57 champs. Ladies and gentlemen.
We can't end the party now, guys. We cannot end the party now. I have 3 rounds for you. And after that, Travis Kelce, there's one thing we gotta do, baby. There's one thing we gotta do for our right to fight. Okay? Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. Travis, hey, and Trail, end this thing how we supposed to. You gotta fight for your right to party! And we gon' party!
Well, there it is, Kansas City. Your celebration continues. More than 500,000 people soaking in the sights and sounds and the pride that's been displayed on the stage. We've seen your Kansas City Chiefs heroes hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Mitch Holthus with a hoarse voice. This has been so much fun to watch.
And what a way to conclude this party, but this
the Beastie Boys.
Perfect theme song. You got to fight for the right to party, and they fought for it, and they won that fight. They won Super Bowl 57, and they deserve this rally. They deserve today's Parade of Champions. Well deserved. Kansas City Chiefs, you did it. There is no place like home.
Think about how fired up those speeches just got all of Chiefs Kingdom. I'm ready to run through a brick wall. I'm ready to fight for my right to party, and I didn't do anything. This is what it's all about, to share in the celebration. Remember, guys, we had Johnny Gomes back in the Royals Parade in 2015 with the Not Our Team, but we beat them anyway. We had Travis Kelce a couple of years ago introducing us to fight for our right to party, and now this.
I think we got Big Red ready to beat the drum.
as we get ready to continue the celebration and get ready to run it back. Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom, and thank you to this Forever's team, an incredible team, your Super Bowl 57 champion, Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, Kansas City, let's turn up tonight, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, I have no doubt that the party will continue in Kansas City after this epic parade in downtown, culminating in this fabulous rally here at Union Station.
Here we go.
Look at that. All eyes on Kansas City now, and you represented well.
Coach is beating the drum. Is Coach beating the drum? Okay, get ready. Okay. Go. So much fun to watch. The theme toward the end of the ceremony, Run It Back. Chris Jones getting that started. Mitch Holtis chiming in on that, but that's the theme. I mean, Las Vegas odds makers have already made your Kansas City Chiefs the favorites to win next year's Super Bowl. So saying they're going to run it back,
means so much, doesn't it?
Not a boisterous claim here. That's what the Chiefs expect to do. That's what Las Vegas expects them to do, and probably what most NFL fans around the country probably expect to see the Kansas City Chiefs make a deep run into the playoffs again next year. So while we celebrate what the Chiefs have done in winning Super Bowl 57, already Brett Veach, Mark Donovan, Andy Reid, Clark Hunt, the masterminds of bringing together and planning what they're going to do to create another run it back scenario for the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right, because we're looking at right here on this stage the greatest team in the world, and in front of this stage the greatest fans in the world, and beyond the greatest city now in the world, and the world gets to see it finally.
Oh, what a day as we continue
Thank
to
you,
watch
Chiefs
this sea of
Kingdom.
red.
Let's do this again. Stay hungry, stay humble, and let's get after it.
Stay hungry, stay humble, and let's get after that. And I'm pretty sure every single fan there would agree with Mitch Holtis, the great Mitch Holtis. Stay hungry, stay humble, let's get after it again.
They don't want to leave the stage. I think it's ended 3 times, but they're like, no, we keep coming back.
I think
Nobody wants
Patrick
to leave.
meant it
I
when
don't
he
wanna
said,
leave.
let's keep the party going, and he meant right there and right now. Absolutely. We got our crews all over the city following every angle of today's parade, today's party. And so, what do you say we hit up some of our friends out there on the scene?
Let's go to Neil Jones, who is right there out in front of Union Station. Neil, that was so much fun.
Well, we are watching tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of fans leaving the area, and they heard the message from Chris Jones loud and clear. Start the effort for next year's Super Bowl today. Trust me, the Chiefs players will take a couple of weeks off, and then they'll get back in the gym and get ready, because that's what you do in the NFL nowadays. And a couple of things really jump out at me. One, so many families came out to this that cannot afford to go to the Arrowhead Stadium for the game. So I think this is a very special event for that reason. And then I think this is special for people who couldn't even be here. Ma'am, what is your name?
Kalitha.
Your older sister's in the hospital, Truman Medical Center, getting recuperating from a heart attack. What has this playoff run meant for her?
Well, this playoff means a lot to her. She is not even just a super fan, she's a fanatical super fan. My sister's loved the Chiefs since I've known, and she's like 55, so it means a whole lot to her. And I just want to tell her that they did it, babe. They did it.
Very good. That's in there, and I think that she speaks for a lot of people. I think this championship resonates with people who aren't really that big of sports fans, because I think it's about Kansas City, Missouri, about our city, about our people, and I think it's excuse me. So I think it's about our city and our people and what they think about this championship and how it makes them feel winning the championship. It's a big day for Kansas City.
It's an epic day for Kansas City, Neil. You're right. Thank you for that. Just an epic day. And you know, it all goes back to what is so important. There may not be fanatical Chiefs fans on every corner, but on a day like today, almost everyone in Kansas City becomes a Chiefs fan.
You bet.
Just because you want to be a part of the history and the celebration. And so many people connected to the Chiefs by family members or what they watched growing up or following the team. And this is the day that you kind of pinch yourself and you say, we did it. The Chiefs did it. They're at the top of the mountaintop and on top of the sports world right now.
We're back, and we hope to run it back again next year. We got Scott and Josh hanging out on top of the deck there at Crown Center. Guys, what a party.
Yeah, what a party, what a message. You know, Jared said he's ready to run through a wall, and by the way, if he does that, please roll tape back in the studio because we'd like to see it. But it is impossible not to be fired up in the wake of what we just heard. I mean, Travis Kelce being Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, another one of the heart and soul of this team, guys. Patrick Mahomes doing his thing. This is such a, not only a great team, but it is such a memorable group of personalities behind it. Yes. It's an infectious enthusiasm for the game. It came through again today. It's really hard not to like these guys.
Yes, for sure. And I love the fact that they're so hungry for more. After winning a couple of championships, you could very easily become complacent, but they're hungry. They're ready to run it back. And you know, I wanted to say something that I did not say earlier. I don't think enough can be said about Eagles head coach Andy Reid, particularly because when you think about the way things ended in Philadelphia, and for him to win his second